This is the day that Sanini has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day. This is the day that Sanini has made. Sanini has made. I will rejoice. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And be glad in it. Oh, praise your name, most holy Sanini Nainini, the I am that I am, in whatever language a man knows you as the I am in. And we thank you for the sun. We thank you for the moon. We thank you for the noonday sun. We thank you for a good night's sleep. And we thank you that you're about to make us to go to sleep and rest. And that you have a plan. That you're going to redeem us from these enemies that we have here on earth. Those who have sold themselves out to the enemy and sold themselves beyond the wrath that you have caused them to chastise us with. We thank you that these days are over with and that it's coming a time that it's going to be so marvelous. Yes, in the name of Sanini Nainini, even the I am. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're in Revelation chapter 8. Oh, this is a tough one here. I'm not going to put any excerpts or precepts on this because the fact is, it explains itself. Revelation is going to explain itself. You're going to see exactly how it explains itself if you spend these 22 days with me. 22 chapters, 22 days. Okay, you can go back to the first day. This is the 8th day. The 8th day. In 7 days, the 7th day, Sanini rest. The I am rest. We're going to read in verse 1. And when he had opened the 7 seals, there was silence in heaven about the space of a half hour. See, John was, I don't know how he could tell time in that, mode. But he said in space of a half hour. And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. Whatever those trumpets look like, we don't know. Although this is written in English, don't mean it was an English trumpet. It could be whatever trumpet that was formed in that time. It could be a ram's horn. It could be anything. Even could be a rhino's horn. That's hollow too. It's not all the way solid. Could be an elephant's tusk. But anyway, in verse 3, another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer. And there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. These prayers, your prayer is not in vain. You go into his secret closet and bow down and pray. Pray. Pray that the Most High wrought vengeance on your enemies. Pray of what the enemy is doing to you at this present hour. Pray in the fact that if you are delivered in the hands of the enemy, don't deliver me in the hands of my enemy, but deliver my enemy into my hands and show me what to do with them. See, the Most High is in control of all of this. You have to do that. Pray. And if it never occurs, this is what's going to happen. He said the prayers of all saints. See, they say saints. We say anointed. No such thing as whatever. But anyhow, upon the golden altar, which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints, ascended up before God. These are the people pleading. Some of them in the very last hours of their life, crying out to Sanini Nainini, even the great I am that I am. They're crying out. Some are pleading. They have to run with their very lives. Some with just the bare clothes on their back. No, you didn't have a bug out bag. You didn't even have water. But you had to bug out, period. War, famine, pestilence. All kind of things breaking forth on the saints. And many of them wrought by the enemy, the Satans. And the smoke of incense which came, the prayers of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire and of altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices. Now at this time, here we go. The taking away, the angels have already separated the wheat from the tares. Here are the children of the oppressors, the children of the wicked, the children of those that oppose God, the children of those that says, hey, you can't come in our town. This is just this town is for our people, our color. This is our town. We don't like you. The same people that came, the same people that whipped your backs, the same people that caused you to urinate on you. Yes, your prayers, here they are, on their children. Now, the ones that have died before then, they have a whole different story, a whole different story. That's written in the book of Enoch, by the way. You need to read it. Okay? And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar. Oh, my. And cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings, ticking. Time is winding up. There were voices and thunderings and lightnings and earthquakes. And the seven angels which had the seven trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Now here we go. Oh, you living lavishly, you oppressor. You're living lavishly, those of you who oppress others. You're not just one color, you're many colors. You might be the next door neighbor. You might be the one that's over in Arab. You might be in Iran. You might be in Iraq. You might be here in the United States. You might be somewhere. But this is what's going to happen to your children, if not you. He said, and they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees were burnt up, and all green grass were burnt up. Vegetation is gone to pot. The second angel sounded as it was a great mighty burning with fire, and cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood. It turned red like blood. It's happening. You're saying, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, we can explain this just like Pharaoh, according to that story. But anyway, the third part of the creatures which were in the sea had life, died. See, even the wrath of the Most High even extended to because of your impunity, your nastiness, you oppressor. You even caused nature to die. And the third part of the ships were destroyed. They had no buoyancy. A third. Okay. Now, why did he leave the other one? Why did he leave the 3/3? So they could witness and fear. And the third angel sounded. There fell a great star from heaven, burning as it was a lamp. A meteorite came down, and it fell on the third part of the rivers and the fountains of water. Oh, you say we safe? We got our rivers. We got our wells. We got all these things. Oh, we got water. Oh, we good. Okay. And the name of that star is called Wormwood, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. They were poison. Okay? That says bitter, but let's say poison. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten. In other words, it became dim. You think you've seen a bad movie. And the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars. So the third part of them were darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it. And the night likewise. Oh, you think you've seen horror. You've given people horror. Your ancestors have given people horror. But you're going to have more horror than they had combined, or even compounded. And you will live to experience it. This is how angry the Most High is. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of their voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. There are three more angels yet to sound, and we're going to hit that in Revelation verse 9. But for right now, as soon as the catching away, you're going to destroy a lot of good people of the Most High. But the Most High is going to come back at you with such a force you never thought would come. You think your nuclear bombs, you think your little machine guns, your little pistols, they will not work. Because you cannot shoot a spirit. Peace.